Hello, welcome. I am Aero Ace Photographer, and in case you didn't know what Aero Ace stands for, it stands for asexual and aromantic, because it's Pride Month. Happy Pride, everyone. I'm not going to be shouting that because I'm in an apartment and I don't want to be too loud. It is Pride Month and I wanted to go to the Twin Peaks area in San Francisco and kind of talk about a couple of things. But one thing I wanted to bring up first was that I thought about this and I didn't know a better place to put this except for kind of the intro area for this video. I have a cousin in Pensacola gave me a keys to the TARDIS keychain. Now we can put this away so it won't make any more noise than that. Okay, so I went to the Twin Peaks area of San Francisco.
Now boarding at
Embarcadero. Depending on where you're coming from, be it East Bay or just happen to be next to the ferry building, Embarcadero is going to be my baseline for the start of journeys. You're going to go toward the Embarcadero BART entrance and instead go to Muni and go to either J, K, L, or M on the Muni. From Muni, you will exit Church and board the 37 bus and then hop off of the 74 Crestline Drive, which is where I exited. The doors are closing. Please stand clear of the doors. Twice. Why did I do that? Because the first time it was incredibly densely foggy. I've never seen this type of bus before. It's so interesting. All right, I got off the 36 and I said it was foggy earlier, but my goodness. I'm like a 5-year-old when it comes to fog. Snowshore Tower is supposed to be up there somewhere. I could still see what I went there to see, but I also wanted to get some views. And this is where the sidewalk ends. Oh, almost there. This is... Well, here's the top of it. I knew this wouldn't be the best view of it, but maybe I should come back on another day to get the full view of it. But that same guy on the bike pointed out that same road I was on, that I should be able to get a decent view of it, but I may come back when it's a little clearer. But here is another thing I'm here for. Is all this information. I'm going to take a couple pictures so I can also share that. But yeah, it's the pink triangle. It's so cool. I was also going to San Francisco in order to get my name legally changed. So I wanted to go to the pink triangle. It's not quite a pilgrimage. It's not quite that serious. However, it just felt appropriate with all the change that's been happening. Not all of it's good, but we can kind of get there because that's kind of what the pink triangle is there to remind us about. So let's get to Twin Peaks, the area first. I went there via public transit, and it is, to be pretty frank, it's not actually that accessible. I was only able to make it because I am slow and methodical. It's not going to be as fast as everyone would like to be. So that first time it was fairly easy to get there, but the second time it was just about as bad, to be honest. There's supposed to be a trail that you can access from the bus line, but that's under construction as of right now in June 2025. Well, I seem to have tried this at a bad time because is there a good way to put this? I'll just put in some B-roll. Apparently the trail is closed. It's actually not even that steep. It's manageable. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's currently closed. Okay, well, that's something at least. Oh yeah, no, I see it now. There's a secondary route. But there's this one here. It gets you between everything. All right, so that's the trail I was supposed to be on, but it was closed. I came to this dead end. It's a real dead end. And it continues up this way. Hopefully it'll be done soon. Hopefully the pictures I took will help say when it's going to be done. I'm not sure, I don't usually pay attention to that, but I was directed to another trail, one that feels a little more perilous if you have bad knees like me. But I made it, I got there, and I immediately had to take a long time to catch my breath. And I was right at the edge of the pink triangle, which, if you didn't know, there is a pink triangle in the Twin Peaks area of San Francisco. This only happens in June of every year. And why do we have this pink triangle? Well, it's to remind us of some unfortunately heavy history. And I'm not going to deep dive into it, but I am going to cover it as quickly as I can. This will unfortunately gloss over a few things. It is very important information, especially considering the protests that have recently been happening in LA. I also went to a protest in Oakland last weekend. But the pink triangle, this is actually the 30th anniversary of this pink triangle. So that's yet another reason I wanted to go. Not just because of the name change, not just because it's June, but because it's the 30th anniversary of a group of volunteers doing this. It is there to remind us of the concentration camps in World War II, where the homosexuals, as well as other minorities, were put in labor camps. There was a pink triangle specifically stitched onto the uniforms of those people in the internment camps. Other minorities had their own triangles, and I have a picture of that, and I'll put it here. Yeah, this is one of those times where it just feels very important of like, guys, we're kind of repeating history. Well, we may not be repeating history. The government's repeating history and things of that sort. I'm briefly bringing this up in case anyone wants to talk about this in the comments. But if we do, please, let's be civil about it. There's already enough stuff going on that we don't need to be arguing. Hi, hello. This is post-production photographer in my, actually my favorite sweater right now. It's rainbow colored. I'm sure you're shocked to learn that I like rainbows. I'm adding this on at the very end because I'm sure that this is probably a little strange to talk about World War II and also Twin Peaks in San Francisco. And I don't know if this might be a stretch to anybody, but it is June and this is a Pride video and it's still public transit. I have ADHD. I'm going to make connections all over the place. However, there is one thing I did want to add onto this, and it's a saying, and I have to switch to the internet for a second. Bury your friends in the morning, protest in the afternoon, and dance all night. This is something that was said quite a bit during the AIDS epidemic, an epidemic that I consider to still be on, but one topic at a time, I promise. That saying is relevant because why am I bringing up World War II? Why such a emphasis on the pink triangle? Well, when I was kind of just getting out, or coming out, a little bit after that rather, I started learning all these things, and oh my gosh, this is so deeply such serious stuff. And then why is everyone jokingly going like, haha, Stonewall's a riot? And I just, it felt like a diametrical opposition. I did not learn the proper lesson from all those history lessons. And that's why I bring up that phrase, bury your friends in the morning. So, mourn, be serious. Talk about your history, blah, 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 all that stuff that I used to talk about constantly in my 20s. And I still want to focus on that in my 30s. Protest all afternoon. It kind of feels like that is worthwhile to hear more than ever at the moment. And then party all night. I just saw an Instagram reel about from Patty Gonia, a drag queen and activist in San Francisco. I don't know if she's quoting anyone, and if I am, please point this out. You know, she said that joy is an act of rebellion, and I feel like the folks who are partying it up are also in need as well, because how else are you going to continue worrying and caring for your friends and then protesting all afternoon? Like, how else are you going to keep doing that? Because otherwise it's just a drag and not the good kind. Yeah, hopefully this has become more of an uplifting message, because that's really what I'm trying to mean with all this history stuff. So I hope to include more buses and trains in the next one, though, because it's this is a mix of things, and I realize that. Yeah. Anyway, happy Pride. Yeah. Let's get back to Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is a very heavily touristed place, but it is very beautiful. And if you're up for it, it is worth it. Unfortunately, Twin Peaks is not accessible if you are wheelchair bound in some form or fashion. If you are, then your best bet is going to have some sort of private zip car, your own car, a taxi of some sort. That's going to be your best bet, because no Muni line goes directly up to the top of Twin Peaks. You can get close, but you still have to climb up to a certain degree, which for me was tough, but worthwhile. I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon, though. It was a little too much for me. That's kind of it for the Twin Peaks area. I hope you enjoyed my outfit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the brief history lesson. So, happy Pride. Oh boy, I hate this. I hate this so much. I had an entire take that I was prepared to be like, no, we're one and done. But this is one of the reasons why film sets take more than one take. Oh, 1 second. And there's just a bunch of trucks. The only reason I'm not going forward is because I didn't have my Pride shirt on. Oh my gosh. Count that as cat tax. Hi, welcome, and I am... The doors are closing. Please stand clear of the doors. Okay, let's see how crazy I look with that.